Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is MiAh the King. Today we're taking a look at a little game that came out on Steam earlier today called Ashwalkers. Developed by Nameless13 and published by Dear Villagers and 24 Entertainment. Ashwalkers is a survival journey game. Now, if Dear Villagers sounds familiar, well, it should. They are also publishing Edge of Eternity, which I've been bragging about on most of my videos forever now. And if that's any indication of what's going on here, then I think we're in pretty good hands. But anyway, a survival journey through a harsh world without rules or judgment. Only your choices matter in the face of moral dilemmas. Manage your party, food, and equipment in this non-linear narrative survival sim with 34 possible endings. Holy crap, 34 possible endings? I missed that on my first read-through. Anyway, that's how the game is described on the Steam store page. With tags like adventure, survival, post-apocalyptic, indie, 3D, and with all that and the video here that you're watching, you can most likely get the kind of idea of what this game is going to be. Now, I probably won't spend more than 10 minutes talking about this game as it's pretty straightforward and it makes it kind of easy to just talk about it. So first off, let's go into the negatives. The first is that there's no real voice acting or even real character development, yet you're stuck with these 4 characters on every playthrough every time you play. Now you kinda get some character development throughout the story, but it's barely there, and if I'm going to hang out with these 4 people throughout my hazardous, arduous, lengthy journey, then I'd like to know more about them so I can care more about them. But it's not all that bad, as they leave a lot of it to mystery, and as I said, they do kinda give a bit more development as you play. The next negative I have is that the game feels a bit slow. There really are long moments of you just walking for several minutes doing nothing but watching the same old scenery. Now, this isn't a completely bad thing as it makes for a more realistic and legitimate experience for this kind of scenario, but it's slow and lengthy, which might turn off a lot of players. And the last negative that I have, or at least the last negative that I can think of off the top of my head right now, is that the game just feels a wee bit too easy. Now, I'm not really going to complain a lot about this, as it was fun enough for me, but there are most likely going to be a lot of people out there who are seriously dedicated to the hardcore survival genre, and they might not like how easy this game is. But, once again, not a very big negative in my book. So, that's about all I got for the negatives. As you can see, or as you can hear, I guess, I don't have a whole lot of them, and even for those few that I do have, they aren't really that bad of any negatives. So, next up I'm going to go into the rest of this game, including the positives, and just a little tidbit side note here. If you're enjoying the video so far, and you want to support my tiny channel and help it grow, then there are 3 things you can do that'll really help. You can like the video, you can leave a little comment, or you can hit the subscribe button. Each of those really help me out, and if you want to know when a new video is coming out, then click on the little bell. Every little bit that you guys do is super effective at helping out my tiny channel, and every little bit really does help. So please, don't feel shy to give me a little bit of assistance, alright? Great, back to the review. So, now on to the positives, but I'm going to combine this with my final thoughts and recommendations. Overall, the game is fabulous. I love it. I was having so much fun. Yeah, it's a bit slow and it's a bit boring at times, but it's realistic. You don't get jump cuts and time skips. I mean, you do, but not as much as some people would like. There is a legitimate amount of time dedicated to you just walking in a straight line down different types of terrain as you travel and try to survive. And as you travel, you come across these random encounters or random events that force you to make a decision that could either destroy your group, ruin a whole tribe's lives, or just earn you great rewards to help you further on your journey. The graphics are beautiful and well designed. The whole artistic theme here is spot on. It gives you enough detail to catch your eye, but not too much to confuse you or shock you. The black and white really gives it a tone of seriousness and drama that fits the overall story theme here. The always facing frontal view so you're only looking forward and never looking back is also very profound. Not being in control of your camera helps you to see what you need to see and keeps you focused and directed into going the right way, so that way you're never lost or confused. But that's not all. The sound effects are brilliantly done here as well. The music overshadows everything else, but it does so to enhance the mood the game is trying to get across. In other words, it works really well with the graphical design, but that's not to say that the world sound effects are drowned out either. In fact, you can hear the bugs chirping, the winds blowing, the footsteps of your people on the snow as your squad continues to travel down this certain pathway. And these certain sound effects do a great job of making the world around you just feel alive and real. So all in all, the sounds all really work well in sucking you into the game and immersing yourself into the lives of these 4 explorers. The overall story is just vague enough, but just intricate enough to keep you interested, keep you directed, not confused, and not have you feeling lost. You come from a civilization of like 200,000 people, and you you're a group of scouts that are just the next set of a group of scouts that are set off on an adventure scouting mission to find the Dome of all Domes, which I'm assuming it's a place where you can lead your people to living happily and peacefully forever and ever. But I mean, you get the gist of what's happening here, why you're going, why it's so important, and so on, which honestly, that's all you really need here for a game like this. As for the length of the game, I'm not too sure, as after an hour I just wanted to start writing my script with while the information was still fresh in my mind. I mean, with a game like this, you only need about that much to realize that the whole game is going to be like this, so why bother playing it for longer than that to get an idea of it when this is just going to be it, rinse and repeat with different scenery and situations. But, you know, if the game does end up taking more than 2 hours to beat it, then it's well worth its asking price of $12, so it's not even that expensive. I don't expect it to be more than a few hours to beat, and I'm not expecting a whole lot for such a cheap price. But if we do end up getting more hours and more content, then the asking price for this is ridiculously cheap. It's a steal, and you'd be foolish not to jump on it and give it a try. I found myself truly engaged and interested in this game. At first I was worried that it was going to be a bit boring, but you're never sitting around long enough doing nothing to ever worry about that happening. Sure, you have a couple of minutes of walking endlessly with nothing happening, but around the point where you're starting to think about how it's kind of boring or old, that's when something happens to keep you on your toes. So you're never actually thinking that this is boring or old, but right as you're starting to go on that pathway to thinking that, that's when something happens. So, you know, it's perfectly timed. I love the overall style of the game, and I love the overall theme. I love the gameplay mechanics, and I love the whole feel of this. I really enjoyed myself, and I feel like I'm getting more for my money than any other game I've played and bought lately. I actually really want to go back and continue playing this, so I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Overall, if you're into survival games, and you don't mind sitting back and relaxing while playing, then this game is great for you. Hell, if you enjoy new types of survival games, if you enjoy any kind of survival games at all, then this is a great game for you to try, and I highly recommend it. It's very straightforward, it's very simple, but it also comes with moral dilemmas and decisions and an incredible journey to experience. So, if you like adventure games, period, I highly recommend this. But if you're not into survival games, or games that's, you know, maybe a bit more slow-paced than you might want, then you're probably going to want to steer clear of this game. It's very heavily leaning on survival and pacing. For me, though, I at least encourage everyone out there to give it a try. Right now, at least for me, it's only going for about $10 on Steam. And that makes it a price that literally anyone could afford. Even my son has $10 in his piggy bank, and he's 6. So even if you're not too into this kind of stuff, I recommend giving it a try. It's simple enough for you to learn quickly, and serious enough to keep you engaged. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I mean, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. But, yeah, that's all I got for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Super sorry about the length in between videos, but, you know, my mom's dealing with breast cancer and she's in surgery today, so I kind of have an excuse for being a little long in between videos and for making this one so short, but even so, I apologize, and I'll try my best to stay up to date and keep the videos coming. If there's anything you want me to take a look at, then, you know, let me know in the comments below. Also in the comments below, let me know what you think about the game or my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to support my video and my channel. And thanks to all of you for tuning in and watching. I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure, and until then, I bid you all farewell.